that were really friendly. And while we were in Colorado, we saw 3 brown rabbits like right outside our hotel one day. So, I mean, just stuff that you can't make up. And I'll be really teary throughout the process, but today what I want to say is, and here it comes, Keller Williams is the best company on the planet, and the opportunities that this company provides are just tremendous. And when Gary Keller says, where do you want to be in 5 years, and kind of chart that path, 3 years ago, I had no idea even that this path existed. And so my friends that just bought the Market Center, they have been in real estate for 4 years. She was with a different company for a year. She was asked by Keller Williams to open a mega agent office, and so she did that. They've been with Keller Williams for 3 years. A year and a half ago, they bought in as partners to a Market Center, and just this year they bought a Market Center. So, you know, when we go to Bold and we talk about having a big dream and a big why and a big mindset, it's pretty crazy and incredible to think about. And I said to Teresa yesterday that being a part of this Keller Williams and you guys, this family, has been an embarrassment of riches to me. You know, just like God's greatest favor to work with you guys and to be in business with you is such a grace and a privilege. And so I'm excited about the next steps. So the Market Center is in Loveland, Colorado. The Market Center is in Loveland, Colorado, which is just north of Denver. And we'll have plenty of room for people to come and visit. And I would love to invite some of you to consider opening an expansion team in Northern Colorado. And we can talk about that too. So thank you to Teresa just for being so gracious, for giving me the opportunity to be team leader, for being so excited when this other thing happened. And anyway, I'm just really grateful.
Well, Cheryl, we know you are going to be amazing, and we're excited. Oh, I think having an expansion team there would be fabulous, and we're just happy for you. And you know, and a lot of this is about you because you took the opportunities and you made them work for you. So very, very happy for you, but also sad that you're going.
Thank you.
Because she's never gone, because she's going to leave her team here, which means she has to come back.
That's right. Exactly.
All right, Carol, I think we need to have everybody mute if you're not talking, because there is something really loud back there.
I think it's Trey's phone.
Is it Trey?
Yeah.
Crystal,
Thank you.
Whoever is the organizer can mute everybody. So who is the organizer of the call?
Yeah, we don't want to do that though. We want to get talking in this next part. So we just, if you have noise behind you, mute. There we go. Trey muted. We're good. Okay. You ready? Next slide.
Yep.
Oh, happy birthdays. All right. Crystal James is coming up August 4th, and just FYI, balloons, glitter, and very busy things left in her office are a lot of fun. Just telling you. And she likes chocolate and coffee, so there you go. Jennifer Roach, one of our new agents. I don't know if she's on here today. Sandy Eggleston, are you on here, Sandy? I don't think so. Oh, Scott Fogelman. He's not on here because he's texting me questions. So Taylor Edmonds and Tina Fryer. When's your birthday, Tina? You're muted.
August 28th.
Good. There you go. Awesome. All right. Happy birthday, everybody. Okay, cappers. You would think we wouldn't have any cappers right now with things being as crazy as they've been. This is just the list since what, April? Crystal, you're muted.
This is actually June and July mostly.
This is just June and July, y'all. Carol Dinsmore, boom. Corey Tucker, boom. Greg Bentz, boom. Licensed 6 months and he has capped. John Gregory, second time to cap. Karen Krzyzanowski. Catherine Paulette, who works another full-time job and just capped. How about that? Trey Grant. Yeah, she's got an in. Just kidding. I can't hear anybody laugh, so it's like it's not feeding me. And Zach Higgins. There you go, Zach Higgins. All right, a round of applause for all our cappers. Woo!
Woo!
Awesome.
That's
Okay, next one.
amazing.
Our belief system, the Y4C2Ts.
These are our new associates.
These are our new associates. Joelle Brown, is she on today? I haven't met you, Joelle.
Yes.
Can
Yes,
you
I'm
talk to
on.
her?
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
Joelle, nice to meet you.
Hello.
And Kathy Lawson, is she on today?
Yes, she is.
Hi, Kathy.
I don't see Kathy. Okay, and Jennifer Roach, is she on today? No. Okay. I know we don't all get to physically see each other, but shoot them a text message or a video or a little something to welcome them, please. And let's take a moment to visit everybody is insane. And I will tell you, the last 2 weeks have been insane. People are being crazy. And it's really hard for us to bring ourselves down and not be crazy. And I think it's a good time to revisit our Y4C2Ts. And I would like somebody to read those out to us. Somebody volunteer, or I'll make you do it. Hello, so come on, somebody volunteer. All right, Randy, you're next to me. You got to read them.
I'll read them. I'll read them.
Okay.
All right. Win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together we achieve more. Trust, start with honesty. Success, results through people.
I'd like to take a minute and ask you guys, of these belief systems that we have in place, what is the most important one to you that you have learned from?
I think the hardest one as a community of Keller Williams family is to seek first to understand. Our clients sometimes just don't always say it like it is or was, and they get us in these sticky wickets, and we just really need to go to the person and seek to understand it from their perspective. And we may find out it is very different from what we've heard through the grapevine. So
I agree. That is my number one. And every time you get frustrated, if you go and seek to understand, you'll find out that it's usually a misunderstanding on both parts.
or your client's done something crazy.
A lot of those lately. I would have to say integrity and do the right thing. Do the right thing is not the same thing as the right to do. And sometimes we think just because we have a right, it makes it right. And a lot of times we have to step back and say, yes, I may have this right, but the right thing is to do this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that has deeper meaning to me. Any other comments? Okay, next one. These are our pink and greens. Anybody who's been around with us for a while, you're used to seeing these. We do it every month. It tells how our market center compares to the region, compares to KW International. Easy and simple. Green is good, pink is bad. We like to see a lot of green, and quite honestly, we got a lot of green going on here. It might be too small to analyze the numbers, but if you have an opportunity, we post this in the office, and I think it'll be available later. If you'd like to discuss those numbers with Cheryl or me or Teresa or anybody, there's a lot of lessons you can learn in it. One of the things, listings taken month over month is down, but year to date is up. We've kind of had a weird, it's been just a really weird time these last 4 months. We do need more listings. I think everybody knows that out there. It's not rocket science. The inventory is low. Anybody you can think of to grab to get a listing, it really is our weak spot right now. We don't have enough listings and we need more. So, any other comments about these numbers?
No, ours are looking better than the rest.
It's a real quick visual of how we compare, that's for sure. This is a visual of how we compare to other companies in the Lynchburg Association of Realtors. And if you notice, we are right neck and neck with Mark Dalton and Company, like literally inches away. We have 10.7%, they have 10.6% market share. We want to get that to 20% market share. And we've teetered between 10 and 12, 10 and 12, 10 and 12. It's going to take an extra push of transactions to get us over that edge of a 20% market share. But this is a really good document that you can share at a listing presentation, which will also be available at the end of a meeting. We'll send that out too. If you want to take this on a listing presentation and say, wouldn't you want the #1 company? So if you're a new agent, you never had a sale, it's okay. Just take this. We're #1. There you go.
And I also wanted to share with the agents with RVAR is that RVAR does not participate in this broker metric, so we're not able to add it onto there. So if we did add it on, then we're actually even further ahead. But we wish that we could combine them together, but they won't allow it.
Okay. Next. Lolly. Where's Lolly?
Lolly.
Lolly. Are you on mute, Lolly?
She said she had a phone call, but she'll join as soon as she can.
Okay.
She's having a phone call.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next one.
Yeah, we can go to the next one.
If you see her pop back in, we'll go back. Okay.
She's back. She's back.
Okay, go back.
Are you there? Yeah, there she is.
Hello.
Hi.
I am so sorry, guys. I had a very important client call me that I just was waiting on. So I'm so sorry. You know how that is, right?
It's always like that.
And then I had to tell him, look, I'm presenting. I have to go. I have to call you back in just a few minutes. He said, okay. So hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so Dan and I and Krista. Krista, are you on the call?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Krista Layton was there, and she was actually part of the, she actually went up in front of the class and actually played the agent and was actually did role play. But anywho, she's so funny. But anyway, Dan and I went to this safety course held by LAR on Tuesday, and I wish there was more people there because it was so good. It was so good. And yesterday I was telling Crystal about it, and she says, Lolly, will you share some of these things? So I put together a few quick bullet points I want to go over with you guys. Cobra Self-Defense came and did a really neat presentation. They actually did role plays with agents, and Krista was asked to put her phone in her back pocket, and the bad guy stayed about 40 feet away from her. And he goes, okay, put your phone in your back pocket. Do you think you could call 911? Knowing that she was getting ready to be approached, she wasn't able to pull her phone out of her pocket, dial 911. And it made me realize we put so much false security in, well, we've got our phone with us, we can dial 911. Most likely you're not going to be able to do that. Another scenario was a toy gun. They had an agent put it in her bag and hold it, knowing that the perpetrator is going to come towards her. She couldn't in any way grab that gun and cock it, take it off safety, and actually have used it. In fact, Polly Wooldridge played the role of putting the gun to the Cobra Defense guy's head, and he quickly jerked it out of her hand. So the point there is, we have these securities in place, but if we really get faced with that, are we really going to be able to deploy those weapons or make that phone call? So a couple things he gave us for some safety practices just in making appointments. Always make sure that you're saying my partner and I will be there. A bad guy doesn't want to hear that someone else might be coming along with you. That's going to deter it immediately. Another thing they're doing is taking pictures of the client in front of their car with their license plate and saying, I need to send this to my office. And he gave the example of TSA after 9/11 had to change the way security was. And yeah, it's a little more cumbersome, it's a little annoying, but it's for their safety. And I think in this day and time, good people are going to understand that and not fight you on that. Also arriving early to unlock the door. Think about how we're fooling with our phone, the super box, we're bending down, we're putting ourselves in a very vulnerable position. So make sure you're doing that ahead of time. Have the clients enter the home first. You can say, I want you to enter the home as if you're coming home from a long day at work. So let them enter first. Keep them about 10 seconds ahead of you so that you are clear to where you might can escape if need be. Keep them in your 10 and 12 range at all times. I thought those were really great things. And another cool thing he talked about was everyday weapons. I did not know 409 spray is better than pepper spray. So 409 will blind you. I wasn't aware it was so dangerous, but he was saying that criminals, if they've been with the law before, they've probably been pepper sprayed. They're probably tolerant to it. If you have an open house and you have this sitting on the counter, it looks like someone's cleaning, which is always a good thing. And then you can quickly grab it and buy yourself some time. He also gave like weird things like a broken CD in your pocket. It's very sharp. It's flat. It can lay in your pocket. It's a quick weapon for the soft places on their face, maybe their hands. A key that can be used like an ice pick to the tender part of their hand. Using your thumbs for eye jabbing. And then taking a ring and turning it inside and going against the face. It captures DNA and it's also a weapon. Not only did he give us great advice, but safety tips for sellers, which is your sellers need to be protected. People are, crazy these days. Lock up the prescription drugs. Stow away valuables. I mean, think about like just their mail, jewelry, cell phones, family photos. Take down photos before you're doing the pictures of the home. We don't want people to have an insight to these people's lives and know about their children or family. Another one is making the house safe. What about these butcher blocks that people leave on their counter? That's a weapon when you're touring the home or having an open house. So make sure that those are actually put away. And then always keeping the house locked, deadbolts, sliding glass doors, lighting. And then another one that's become super popular is making them aware of unexpected visitors. There's so many scams on Craigslist where people might show up at their door trying to buy the home, or just clients may just show up and try to approach them for buying the home. So keeping your clients safe is also really important. But I just can't tell you how eye-opening this was. And this company, Cobra Self-Defense in Forest, does host classes on how to help you many different things. One, they have a ladies safety class August 21st. And also they have classes that teach you how to keep control of your weapon. So if you do carry a concealed permit, you've got to practice how to keep this weapon in your possession, because if it gets in their hands, it's going to be turned on you. So really great stuff they offered us. And I hope that these little tips helped you and I didn't ramble too much.
Thank you, Lolly. Thank you so much.
No, that was fabulous.
Yes,
Is Lenora on today?
she was.
I'm here.
You here?
I'm
Hey,
here.
girl.
Hi, Lenora.
Hi.
How are
Could
you?
I'm doing all right. I am a little stronger every day. I have vestibular therapy this afternoon, which is my least favorite therapy, but it gets a little less bad every time. So hopefully that will clear up my dizziness issues.
Very good.
Lenora, I'd like to ask you, you told us about this 7-minute rule, and that has stuck with me when you told us that story. Would you share that?
Absolutely. That's something from a class I As part of my martial arts training, I was actually an assistant instructor for the women's self-defense class at the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts before moving down here. And this was one of the tips that came up in that class. Every semester we were teaching it. First of all, you have to be very aware of your surroundings and understand if you're in a situation where somebody could be coming or somebody could hear, and understand that that's not just something that you're paying attention to. Sorry, I have speech therapy as well. You're not just paying attention to that. Your attacker is paying attention to that. He's very aware that if he's in a relatively public place, he has to get what he wants in a very short period of time, or somebody is going to walk in and he's going to be in trouble. So he wants to move very quickly. So one of the best things that you can do, as long as you're not in the middle of nowhere, again, pay attention to your surroundings, is to actually drag this out. It goes counterintuitive, because what you want to do is instinctively is to get it over as quickly as possible. But one of the best things you can do is to drag it out and just not cooperate. Don't follow instructions. And that's what I did. He kept giving me orders. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not doing that. And I finally started saying to him, there's nothing for you here, just leave. And I said that over and over again. And eventually he did. Ultimately, that was the thing that saved my life. So the 7-minute rule is that after about 7 minutes, most of these people are going to give up and get out of there and realize he's not going to get what he wants very quickly. And if it drags out much longer, he runs the risk of somebody coming in, seeing him, and catching him. So that's something to keep in mind. I mean, don't ever fight over your money. If that's what he wants, just give it to him. But I was assistant instructor, so I could go on about this for quite a while, but that's something to keep in mind, is that one of your best defenses is to just be difficult, be stubborn, be uncooperative, and drag it out. And he will eventually, if he's smart at all, if this is a public space, and remember, this is a space where houses were packed in, there's directional signs inviting people to come. There's freaking balloons out there inviting people, and other couples had been there, and he knew that. So that's something to keep in mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Doing okay, sweetie?
I'm doing okay. A little better every day.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, folks. Here is our favorite thing. So there's been a whole lot of broker. I'm not gonna, yeah.
I just want to say congratulations. You're just going to sneak that in on the down low before you even start about broker stuff and say congratulations. You guys, this is huge. Carol is one of the first people in our country. I don't know how many have been certified so far to do this, but
Like
to
75,
go,
yeah.
yeah, one of the first few people to become a MAPS business coach, which is tremendous. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. What a MAPS business coach is, the best way I can say it is our goal is that we create sacred partnerships that require the best in us to bring out the best in them. We do a lot of what a team leader does in a market center, but with business owners. So we are a sister program of the MAPS that you know of in real estate, but for businesses. And it's really exciting. We're taking a lot, and we actually work with the One Thing. There's an entire organization around the One Thing. If you haven't read the book, you will. And we coach to the principles of the One Thing. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And it's been over $2 billion in revenue in the last 6 months or so. They've just started within the last year, so it's a fairly new program. The thing I can do for you guys is if you refer a business owner to me, not doing real estate transactions, this would have to be outside of real estate because we can't compete with Keller Williams real estate maps, and they sign with us, you get $100 a month for as long as they're in coaching. And we have a 99% retention rate with our clients. So this is kind of like earning profit share, so to speak, or referral. You make the referral, we sign them up for coaching, you get $100 a month as long as they're in coaching. It's kind of neat. And you come across some business owners that may benefit from this opportunity. I can give them a free business assessment to see where they fall on the map and see if it's something that, pardon the pun, see if that's something they want to do. But yes, that is an opportunity that's there. I want to put that aside right now because we got a lot of broker issues. Okay, I'm actually not going to go in the order that's on here. The first thing is the septic disclosure. I think I've talked the poop to death, and we don't need to go down that hole again. But I see you laughing, Lolly. You know it's funny. But there's very limited information on who's certified, who's not, who's getting certified. We did create the addendum for your purposes that if your seller and your buyer are okay with saying, if we have proof that it was pumped, we're good. You don't have to have it inspected. If both parties agree not to have an inspection, but a pumping instead, you can do that. Just because it's in the contract, it's negotiable, okay? And I don't think any of the loans require septic inspection, I don't believe. I think they only require water and termite, and only some of them even require that. So it's really for the loan purposes. So just keep that in mind. It's an individual basis, and we'll have to take it on a one-on-one by situation. Residential property disclosure. The state has changed our residential property disclosure. Right now it's one page and it says, my agent has informed me to visit this website. And I know that. And the buyer signs it and the seller signs it. You're familiar with that, right, guys? Can I, yeah, at least heads? Okay. So yeah. The state changed one word in that disclosure. Instead of informed, they changed the word to advised. My real estate agent has advised me to go to this website. Doesn't seem like a huge, hairy change. However, it adds a level of responsibility on us and liability on us to make sure our people have either visited that site, or the other option would be to print out the whole site and have some way to make sure they've seen it, read it, whatever. So what we've decided to do on that is the residential property disclosure is going from 1 page to 4. It's going to be that front page that says, I have advised that you've advised your clients. The following 3 pages are going to be, it's going to be what's on that website. I think it's 33 points that are on that website. It's going to be a printout of those 33 items. So that now your residential property disclosure is going to have 4 pages to it. If that disclosure comes from another office, say you're bringing the buyer and they've sent you the disclosure, then you're going to need to attach those back 3 pages to the contract for your client to initial. It's just a level of responsibility the state has put on us of informing versus advising. So you want to make sure that your clients are well informed of that. You could also take those 3 pages and send it to a buyer, have them initial it before you ever even go under contract, just so they know there's no warranty on this, there's no warranty on this, it's a buyer beware state, nobody knows anything, because that's really all it says. But give it to a buyer when you first start working with them. Any questions on that? Anybody? Unmute, talk to me. Oh my goodness.
When does this start?
July 1st. I know. And LAR hasn't even put it out yet. So we're gonna have to pull it from the state to get it into action. And I'll give you a little more on that in just a few minutes too.
So for now, business as usual with that?
Well, hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have it on dotloop. Probably by the end of the day, it'll be on dotloop. It'll be there. It's just a matter of going to the right places to pull it to get it on there. Okay, Pike title addendum. Has anybody seen the Pike title addendum or used the Pike title addendum? It is in dotloop. We do need to use it on every transaction moving forward. This is a company that we do, that does settlement for us, and some folks in the company do earn money from Pike Title when they do closings for us, and we have to disclose it to every buyer because we do have a working relationship there. It is now going to be required. And just so you know, I had a conversation with Aaron Pike, who is the attorney in charge of Pike Settlement, and he is very, very knowledgeable. He has been a great help to us. We've had a couple legal situations recently, and I had to really lean into him on it, and he has been really amazing help. So this is going to be a good relationship. I'm super excited about it, but if you want to give them a shot, I think they'll do good work for you.
And
Okay.
Carol said that's only buyers. We don't have to use that disclosure with sellers.
No,
Just
just for
clarifying.
buyers.
Okay.
Yeah, the other party doesn't even have to sign it. You just have to do it with your buyers. The thing that's different on his is that you have to do the address of the property. And if you do subsequent contracts, like say you do an offer and it doesn't fly, you have to do a new one on the next contract. Which
And
yeah.
and this settlement company, they use Qualia. They are phenomenal. I mean, we just can't believe how great they've been to work with, and they follow through to the end. But they also have an attorney on site, and so the owner is actually a real attorney. So they're not trying to sub it out. So
As opposed to a fake attorney like us.
Yeah, well, a lot of them don't have real attorneys. They don't.
You're right.
They sub it out. So you can talk to him if you have questions, you know. So it's nice to know that you can actually have a company that you can talk to.
And we don't want to abuse that and have you guys calling him every day. So, you know, check with us first. You know, don't just jump in and call him because we don't want him, you know, pissed at us.
Still muted.
Hey,
Carol,
Carol.
can I ask one? This is Joan. Can I ask a quick question back to the, we have several contracts that I want to make sure I'm doing it right. I have a certified person doing a cleaning and inspection. Do I need a form to be filled out or anything like that for my buyers or sellers or?
No, the septic disclosure, it's actually not a septic disclosure. It should say septic addendum. I made up when this first started so that if the buyer and seller agree to forego inspection, they can forego an inspection and have a cleaning or proof of a cleaning within the last year. They can make that decision. It's a negotiating form if you needed to use that.
Okay, so let's say
do not recommend it, please, Joan. Just like, I don't want us to be the cause of recommending it, and then their septic goes bad down the road, then they come at us. So,
well, no, this was part of the contract that the seller and the buyer agreed to do a septic cleaning and an inspection by a certified person.
That's fine.
So I don't need a form though. Saying that. Okay.
It's just a negotiating tool if you're in a situation, say it's an as-is property, or it's a negotiating form that if everybody can come to a negotiation agreement, it just gives some options there. It's just available.
But I mean, as long as he's a certified person, then I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And just, Carol, just to clarify, so this addendum, not a disclosure, but the septic addendum is only if they are not using a certified inspector. That's just a cover to say, we're changing the contract, here's the addendum, blah, blah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Because we had a lot of contracts in play that said that the seller would pay for a septic inspection, which was $75, and now all of a sudden it's $750. And they were like, I got to figure something else out here. So it's just a tool is all it is. So speaking of tools, we have worked very hard to try to get everybody moving on DocuSign, Command, and everything like that. We have a situation now where we have some agents that use Instanet, some that use dotloop, some that use ZipForm, some that use DocuSign. We've had a couple situations recently where we need to track not just the finished document, but what happened before the finished document, and see what changes happen when, because as you know, there's a lot of timelines involved in our contracts, and when Teresa or Randy or me or Cheryl or anybody has to jump in and try to figure it out, we need to know where to go to find these things that have been started. And just because it hasn't been ratified, or just because it hasn't, or you know, it's at a certain stage, we don't need just the final result. We need that audit trail. So we've made the decision as a company to go back to dotloop. We have a unique situation here because we have 7 MLS systems. And instead of everybody doing it over here, over there in their own system, it just is not working from a compliance standpoint. So we're moving forward to going back to dotloop. All you guys who used to use dotloop and love dotloop, I think you'll be very happy moving back to it. Those who have not learned it, we will help you get caught up. dotloop is integrated with your command. Shalaya is going to show you how to synchronize dotloop with command. So if you've done a contract and changes need to be made, you can log into dotloop on your phone, make a change, and it's still going to show up in command. Does that make sense to y'all? Can I have an A? A? Yeah, you get that? It's going to have that audit trail for us to show this change was made on this date. And it's vital in the compliance side to see what happened and when and how. And we need one system for everybody to do this, because we do have so many MLSs that we're involved in. Do anybody have any questions about that before Shalaya goes into showing you how to synchronize that? No? Any questions?
No, we're screaming hysterically here. We are so happy. I can't even tell you. I love dotloop. So yeah, you made my day. But we were wondering when Shalaya could maybe come and hook us up with command and get all that straight.
Well, you're still going to be using command to get paid, and you still are going to do your request for payment, like what we used to call green sheets, are still in command in your opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Just the contract part of it is going to be in dotloop now.
That's
just
perfect,
the contract
yeah.
part.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're going to have Roanoke, VAR, and Lynchburg, all 3 contracts in dotloop and formatted.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. So, Shalaya, I'm going to hand it to you to share your screen and show this next part.
You want to come and see this?
Whoops.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alicia, you're gonna love dotloop when you get into it. It's way easier than Instanet. I've used both. I've used ZipForms, Instanet, and dotloop. dotloop's way easier.
Yep.
Hope so, because all I know is Instanet.
Yeah, yeah. It's just hard because then we have our Roanoke folks who are using a whole ZipForms program, and it's like contracts are all over the place. And when we have a problem trying to hustle down what happened and what's where, it's like all over the place.
dotloop class.
Yes, yeah, you'll get it. It's really easy.
Yeah, I'll work with whoever needs it too.
Yeah, yeah.
So just let me know and we can schedule a time to sit down and go over it.
Okay, take over, Shalaya.
Okay. So I know some of you already have dotloop synced up to your command, but for those of you that don't, the first thing you want to do is sync your dotloop with your command. So if you click on your name in the top right corner and go to settings, that's where you're going to connect your applications.
I don't know. Do you know how to get rid of that?
I think you need to.
We gotta see what she's doing.
Still she went to the far right.
So the first time that you connect dotloop, you're not going to see it in the applications list. You have to actually click on connect more apps.
Connect more apps. I can't see it.
Go to connect more apps.
Yeah.
And then you can just go in the search bar at the top and type in .loop.
Mine says connected.
Well, you might already be connected then.
I don't recognize email associated with it though.
You want to make sure you're doing the one that's just .loop. You don't want to do the Google Drive one.
Just plain old .loop.
Okay. All right.
So this one was already synced before, so it's just going to have me go back and manage it. But typically, if it's the first time you're doing it, you're going to go into that screen and you're going to hit add app and just follow the steps. It's like 2 steps to go through it. And then you can go back into your command and log in and sync it up. So
If we had already set up with DocuSign, do we just go in and delete that?
I wouldn't delete it, no. You're gonna, .loop's gonna be completely separate. Don't delete your DocuSign.
Okay.
Okay, so do the plain .loop, not the .loop by Google?
Correct.
Okay.
And then under your applications, then you should be able to see .loop listed there with everything else. And then you're gonna connect your account and it's just gonna have you log in to sync it up.
Can you click it for us?
Say activate? Okay.
Because this one says it's not connected, so can you connect it?
I'm connecting it now.
Okay.
It's not showing the pop-up screen, but pretty much it brings up a pop-up screen that just has you put in the login information for .loop. And then once you do that, it connects. So then once your .loop is connected, then you'll be able to sync it with your opportunities.
Really?
And if you want to import previous loops, you can import other loops into your opportunities as well, but I'm not going to go over that right now.
Can you show how you start an opportunity and start a document?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
So once your .loop is connected, you're going to go to opportunities. And when you're creating an opportunity, of course, you want to have your clients in your contacts first, because you have to have them in your contacts to link them to an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll create opportunity. And I'm just going to take that out. So you're going to search for the client that you want to link it with. I'm just going to do myself. And of course, you'll select whether it's a listing opportunity or a buyer opportunity. That is an important step, because if you don't select whether it's a listing or a buyer and you start on one, you can't go in and change it. You'll have to archive it and start all over again. You'll fill in your commission rate and create. And it's the same as creating any other opportunity when you're starting fresh. The only thing that's changing is the way that you're doing the documents and starting your transaction and documents. So once you start your opportunity, when you go to the Documents tab, you'll see the Start a Transaction button on the right. So once you connect your .loop, you're going to see you have both DocuSign and .loop in there as an option. Once you select one, you can't change it. So you're going to select .loop, and then you're going to select what loop template it is. I don't know if it's showing the pop-up window for you or not.
Yeah, we see it. Yeah.
Okay. So you'll select whether it's your purchase loop, listing loop, same with the RVAR. So all the template loops that you have in .loop are going to show up here when you're starting it. So we'll say this is a LER listing loop. Use template. And then right from there, it's going to create a loop. So then once you do that, you'll click on Go to Transaction, and that's going to take you into the loop. And well,
is this cool, you guys?
Yeah.
Does anybody else think this is really cool?
Now, where you're at on there where it says welcome to .loop, that's where I am. What email, and are we using the one that we use in .loop right now?
Yeah, your email is your Keller Williams email that is in .loop that's connected already to KW.
and a password. I guess I've saved mine.
It's the
so
same thing as your command. This should be the same.
Oh, okay.
We really tried hard to make DocuSign work, but it just wasn't user friendly for the agents. You couldn't make the changes on it you needed to. You know, unless some things change in the next year or so, you know, and there may be some progressions that make it more user friendly.
And another thing was DocuSign was not mobile friendly. You couldn't go in on your phone and edit documents like you can with .loop.
Yeah, if you're out to dinner with your family and you have to add a line to the personal property addendum, you can literally pull it up on your phone, go toot, 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 and send for signatures, and it's going to synchronize with your opportunities. And then the same way you ask Crystal to pay you now through your opportunities, it's already going to be there, and it's going to have everything. You're going to submit for review just like we used to, but on DocuSign.
We're not going to submit for review through .loop. You're going to carry your
Yeah, we are.
documents.
You submit for review through DocuSign, but you request being paid
Think run.
through opportunities.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Wait, no, you said submit for review via DocuSign. Is that
Oh,
what you
sorry,
mean?
.loop.
In
Dot loop.
command though, right?
Well, you'll be in, see how the screen looks? It looks like just
Right.
old school .loop. And you see in the upper right-hand side where it
Gotcha.
says submit for review?
Yeah.
You'll submit for review there. And then in command, you'll go to that opportunity that's going to have these documents already tied to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And request payment.
Okay.
Does that make sense to everybody? We're going to do more training on this. Shalia's going to do more videos on this. We'll do a couple Zoom videos, but I just wanted to show you the procedure that we're moving forward with, and it was really a stomach ache to go down this road.
Once you have your documents filled out in .loop, to pull them into command, when you go to your placeholders here, if you hit add file, you're going to pull it right from .loop. And it'll put it in that placeholder. So there's no downloading, uploading. It's going to pull it right from that loop.
Does that make sense?
Do the add a file one more time.
Yeah. So you'll see you have the option of manual, .loop, or custom. So you're going to select .loop, and it's going to give you all the documents that you have in that loop. So you'll just select the document that's going to go for that specific placeholder and assign.
And
it
I
puts your
don't even
file
know
in
that
there.
they have to do that, Shalia, because that's really only if you're doing compliance in command. So I don't even think they'll need to do that. We'll have to look at that. We're still working on that part, but yeah.
Nope, not mine.
All right, I don't want to keep your time. We'll get more deep into this in another discussion. I just want to let you guys know, start going to .loop, start things in .loop, and we're going to start merging it all together. Okay. You want to, okay. Do we have another slide, Crystal?
We do. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's your screen or not. Now I see no screen.
Okay.
I just stopped mine.
Okay. Share screen, host disabled participant screen sharing. You disabled the participant screen sharing. Can you enable it?
Try it now.
Okay. Perfect.
Still don't see it.
It's coming. It's coming.
Ah, yeah.
And this was the next slide.
Okay. Who's talking about that?
You?
Anybody know any more about this? I think Cheryl needs to talk about that one. Somebody else talk. I don't want to keep talking.
Yeah, You know, just we want to follow the guidelines when we're in the office of social distancing, and when you're in public spaces to wear your mask to be, you know, to be safe with our staff and with other agents and clients when you're in your office. You know, if you're by yourself, that's one thing. If you have other people in your office, it is, you know, you want to be respectful and recommend. Because here's the thing, some people may not be comfortable with saying, would you please put on a mask? I'm not comfortable right now. Or, you know, so it's just a matter of respect and trying to keep everybody healthy and safe so we don't have any problems here. But there's hand sanitizer throughout the building. We have masks and gloves if we, you know, they're at the front desk. And just pay attention to the markers that are around the building. And thank you guys for your diligence and keeping everybody safe.
We have masks and gloves and sanitizer available to us for our office at the lake, or is this something we need to supply ourselves, or what?
I think
Teresa needs to answer that.
Yes, we can provide the, you don't need gloves, but we can provide the mask and the hand sanitizer. They do say that gloves can contaminate more than washing your hands. So,
Right.
But as far as for you with your business and your clients and you showing houses, that would be your responsibility.
Gotcha.
And I'll order some more toilet paper because I think we all used it during COVID.
Yeah.
We need copy paper while you're at it.
You got it.
I'm going to share something with you guys. I didn't intend to share this, but it's personal. And all this COVID stuff happened mid-March and April, and everything kind of went crazy. And I never really had an opportunity to share with everybody. But as some of you guys know, I've been kind of through a struggle this last year. I'm going to cry. Okay. There is something wrong with me physically. We don't know what it is. And I know you all thought it was mental, and it might be too. But I have about 50 or more lesions in my brain, and they don't know what's causing it. The side effects of my brain lesions are that I have difficulty walking, sometimes seeing. I have hand tremors, which Crystal's the one that called me out on this back last August when it first really got bad. She saw them. We believe it's an autoimmune deficiency situation. We don't have a full diagnosis. I was at UVA literally when the government shut everything down, and then I haven't wanted to be back to a hospital since then. This is a big reason why I had to pull back on my job, because I just can't physically, I go off the road when I drive, and I don't know if I'll drive again. Jeff drives me around everywhere. I get dizzy easy, various things like that. And on occasion, I get extreme pain. It's not often. And I'll tell you, I'm not in pain often, but sometimes I am. It wasn't fair to you guys for me to continue trying to do what I was doing. So that's why I stepped back. But when I'm in the office, or if I am in the office, I really need to be careful of COVID-19. We don't know why I have 50 brain lesions. We don't know what's causing it or what's going to make it worse. But I really, really don't want somebody around me who doesn't know if they're infected or not, because you don't know if you're infected. You know, it's like you don't know for 4 or 5 days till you actually get sick that, oh crap, I may have just passed that to Carol. I just don't want your stuff, guys. I'm just saying. So I'm asking out of respect for me and other people who may not have spoken up here. Wear your mask when you see me, for my protection, because you don't know where you've been. You don't know if you have it or not. And I need to feel safe. So that's my 2 cents on that.
And again, I'll say it's Carol, but it's any of us. You know, it could be somebody's caring for a 90-year-old grandmother, or, you know, we just don't know. So it's part of our culture is to be, you know, respectful and caring of others. So thank you for being very personal, Carol.
Okay, let's go to another slide. I don't like this. I don't know what that says.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Hey, I have something I want to share really quick. If that's okay. Do we have time for a second?
Yes, go.
Okay. So I have a story for you guys, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's a great way actually to end this meeting. You may or may not be familiar with Byrd Company, BYRD, the Byrd family. They're in Northern Virginia, and they sell apples to the apple orchard. And also one of them is a congressman. So anyway, early 1900s, late 1800s, Byrd came from overseas. He was an immigrant. He didn't have a job. And so he was walking down the street and saw this advertisement, looking for a job, the advertising for a job. And so he stopped to apply. And it happened to be at a house of ill repute, and the job was for an accountant. And the madam asked him if he had education, and he said, "No, ma'am, I can't even read. I have no education at all." And she said, "Well, can you add an accounting job? It's, you have to add 1 + 1." He said, "No, ma'am, I can't even identify a number." She said, "Well, I understand times are hard, so go back to the back of the kitchen and get all the apples that back there and pick out some apples, so at least you'll have apples to eat today." And he grabbed the apples, and he picked all the apples, and the very best of the apples, and he took all of the good ones, and he went out to the street and he sold them. And he made enough money to go to the market and buy some more apples, and he sold those apples. And before long, he had enough money to buy a plot of land, and he planted some apple trees, and time went on and became very successful. And each time, his motto for his apple orchard was that we only pick the very best. And so he was being interviewed, and the reporter asked him, what did he think was attributed to his success? And he said, "My success is all about us picking the very best. That's why we are successful, is because we only pick the very best." And I thought about Keller Williams, Anyways, the reporter asked him, he said, "Gee, what if, you had education and, just think about what kind of success you could have had." He said, "Yeah, I could have been an accountant in a whorehouse." So I thought that was a kind of funny story. Nobody else thought it was funny, I guess. But I see you last.
We need to wrap up because we're going to get booted off. We have limited time product. So
listen to the story, but that Keller Williams picks the very best.
We do. Absolutely. All right, guys, if you have any more questions, we need to do more trainings. We will be happy to provide that. Shalaya will do Zooms with anybody. She's good at that. She's the bomb. All right. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love
Bye,
you
everybody.
guys.
Bye.
How do I